Arsenal got a very, very important 3 points with a 1-0 win over Brentford in a game that even now I'm still thinking we probably weren't even that good. We didn't really play well. We weren't particularly good in anything. We struggled in the final third. But Kai Havertz bailed us out with a beautiful header from a beautiful cross, by the way, from Saka. So although we weren't particularly good, I would take 3 points any day of the week. We move on now to Champions League against Lons. So I am very happy. In this video, I will be giving you my player ratings. So what's going on, everyone? You're listening to Gunner Central here. I hope you're all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into these ratings. So in goal, Aaron Ramsdale. Of course, the spotlight would have been on him after the fact that Raya couldn't be playing in this game, so a lot of the camera was on Ramsdale and Raya throughout the game. And let's be honest, that first half was a nightmare. Yes, he kept a clean sheet throughout the game, but that first half was horrible. 2 horrible mistakes, one from that goal kick, which I just think he's trying to do too much, especially in that first half. He's trying to do too much. He's trying to prove too much to Arteta. And like I said in the pre-match, you weren't going to change Arteta's mind on you being the #1 keeper. You could have made 500 saves, put in a 10 out of 10 performance, and you still would not start against Lons. So I don't understand why he was trying to impress so much. But anyway, in the second half, I must give him his dues. He looked much better, a lot more calm and confident. He looked like the Aaron Ramsdale that we all came to know and love throughout the whole last season. Very good second half, horrible first half. Quite a difficult score to grade. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Probably would have been a 5, but the fact that he kept a clean sheet, I'm going to be nice and I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. On to the right back now, who replaced Ben White for the game. Ben White was on the bench. Tomiyasu, he wasn't particularly good. I think he struggled a little bit offensively. He wasn't getting a lot of crosses in, not a lot of overlapping runs neither, but defensively he was as solid as ever. It's quite a difficult score to grade. I think I'm going to just give him a 6 out of 10. To be fair, most of the team wasn't particularly good, and the fact that we walk away with a 1-0 win may brush over a lot of ratings and may skyrocket a lot of ratings, but I'm going to give Tomiyasu a 6 out of 10. It was an okay performance from him. Next, we'll go on to the Frenchman, William Saliba, and I'm going to be a little bit harsh. I know he kept a clean sheet away from home, but I don't think Saliba was called into action as much as you would expect. But other than that, I think Saliba was okay. It was just another decent performance from Saliba. Didn't do enough, I think, to warrant a 7 out of 10, so I'm gonna give Saliba a 6, but it's not that he was bad in any way. On to Saliba's partner in Gabriel Magalhaes. I've just made a video about him, about why I think he's one of the most underrated Arsenal players. Go check that out if you haven't already, but I think he was a little bit better than Saliba, so I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10 and Saliba a 6. I just think Gabriel was a little more in control, was called into action probably a little more than Saliba. I don't know, maybe I was watching into Gabriel a little more, but I just think Gabriel a 7 out of 10. A really good performance, clean sheet, away from home, give him a 7 out of 10. A man who usually defensively struggles, and in this game he did struggle a little bit defensively, but offensively we looked very good in that inverted role in Alexander Zinchenko. I think he was pretty good. I think he provided a cutting edge to us offensively. A lot of the game we struggled in that final third, but I think Zinchenko was probably one of the better players in the final third for Arsenal. Looked very good in the inverted role, and I expected Brentford to maybe try exploit that hole that Zinchenko leaves a little more, maybe due to Gabriel and Saliba doing quite well defensively, or Zinchenko doing okay defensively. They didn't really do too well with that. We kept ball very well thanks to Zinchenko, so I'm gonna give Zinchenko a 7 out of 10. Now on to Declan Rice. I wanted to originally give him a 6 out of 10, but I'm gonna go with a 7, and I'm gonna tell you why. So I wanted to give him a 6 out of 10 because thinking back to the game, I'm like, well, he was quite quiet. He kept the possession a lot. He didn't really do too much out of that. I mean, he helped us with the possession, but he wasn't amazing offensively, he wasn't amazing defensively. Then I sat back and I thought to myself again about the game. I'm like, actually, Declan Rice was really important for us. He saved a ball off the line after that Ramsdale mistake. He saved it off the line. And then after that, he made some really good defensive moves that stopped the counter-attack or whatever you want to say. So I'm going to give Declan Rice a 7. Would have been a 6, but I thought, let me just think about this a little bit longer, and I gave him a 7. Now on to Trossard, who started in midfield alongside Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. Trossard, I think, was really good in the game. He looked very assured. The only thing about him in midfield that I think got exploited a little bit and maybe is going to prevent him playing in midfield again is the fact that he just physically got bulldozed here and there. I mean, as good as he is and as creative as he is, he got bulldozed. He got physically pushed around by the Brentford midfield. So although I like the idea of him in midfield, I don't really think he plays it that well. Other than that though, he had a really good game. Very good for us in the final third. I'm going to give Trossard a 7 out of 10. Now on to the captain, Martin Odegaard, who's finally returning after what feels like ages. Finally returning from injury, and listen, to be honest, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I don't think he was that good. I'm going to give him grace because he's come back from injury, but he didn't really do much. He wasn't ever the focal point of our offense. He wasn't really ever pulling off his passes that we're so used to seeing, the defense splitting passes, and a lot of that is on Brentford. They were really compact throughout the game, hard to break down, but I don't know, I just maybe wanted a little bit more out of Odegaard. But I mean, the fact that he played 90 minutes for us didn't look too bad. I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10, but I'm just happy he's back from injury, so 5 out of 10 for Odegaard. On to the right wing now in Bukayo Saka, who of course got an assist for the goal. Now this may sound harsh, but I'm gonna give Saka a 5 out of 10, and I'm gonna tell you why. I know probably our 3 or 4 best chances were coming from that right side from Saka whipping it in, and of course the goal we got was because of Saka's cross. But the reason I'm gonna give him a 5 is because I think outside of that, and it's not on him, he didn't really get much to do. He didn't take on the defenders enough. I don't know, I just think he was more quiet than other games, but he still put a good performance in. But the fact that he's a little more quiet than I would have liked, I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. And yes, I'm being a little bit harsh to our star boy, but I think I'm just gonna give him a 5 out of 10. On to the other wing now in Gabriel Martinelli, a guy who got taken off, I don't know when, but he got taken off in the second half. Very similar to Saka, looked very good. Maybe wasn't as good as Saka, got taken off early, probably because of playing for Brazil just recently. So I'm gonna give Martinelli a 5 out of 10. Would have liked to see him take on their right back a little bit more, but I get it, he's probably tired and a little bit jet lagged, so I'll give him a 5 out of 10. On to Gabby Jesus, who only played 60 minutes. I think it wasn't his fault, but they marked him touch tight. Really hard for him, really difficult night for him, so I'm not going to be too critical of him. And I mean the fact that he's also just come back from injury like Odegaard, so I'll give Gabby Jesus a 5 out of 10. On to the substitutions, there's not many to talk about. I mean, Eddie Nketiah didn't really do much, didn't see him outside of 1 or 2 chances here and there, so I'm going to give Eddie Nketiah a 5 out of 10. And I'm not going to rate the other substitutions other than the one, the only King Kai Havertz. I've been quite harsh on him recently. I know I have. I've maybe been scoring him a little lower than some of you may agree with. So I thought, you know what, let me make up for that. This man came in and, I mean, his performance was okay. Let's just be honest. His performance was okay, but what he did, the goal he got, I don't care. I'm going to give King Kai Havertz a 10 out of 10. I don't care. Sue me. King Kai comes in off the bench, gets the winner for us, secures all 3 points, and it's his first goal for Arsenal in open play. So I'm taking that every day of the week. Kai Havertz, 10 out of 10. On to the manager now in Mikel Arteta. I'm gonna give Mikel a 6 out of 10 because we didn't play well. We didn't, and I think the fact that we won, everyone is glossing over that. I wouldn't say a dreadful performance, but really lackluster performance. It is definitely a performance you would expect from after an international break from this team, so I'm not too mad at that. But look, we walk away with a clean sheet. We walk away with 3 points. We top the table. So I'm gonna give Arteta a 6. I probably could give him a 7, but I think the fact that the performance was so bad, let's just be honest, it was such a bad performance and it came down to the wire. I'm gonna give Arteta a 6 out of 10. But yeah guys, that's the video. Those are my player ratings for Arsenal's 1-0 win over Brentford. Be sure to let me know which ratings do you agree with and which don't you agree with in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.